Hello everyone, welcome to today's lecture. Before I proceed to today's lecture, I would like to recap what we have learned in our previous lecture. In the previous lecture, we discussed the 4 disciplines for spatial data science and applications, which is GIS, spatial database management, spatial data analytics, and big data system. If you've not watched the previous video, kindly look at the description part of this video to have access to a link to watch it. If you've not also subscribed to my channel, kindly subscribe to my channel for more updates. In this lecture, we are going to learn about open source software for each of the disciplines discussed in the previous video. Let me specifically give you an outline of the lecture. The outline of this lecture will entail what is open source software. This will involve a brief introduction to open source software, and then introduce QGIS for GIS, PostGIS for Spatial Database Management System, R for Spatial Data Analytics, Hadoop for Big Data System. What is open source software? Open source software is a computer software that is released under license, in which the copyright holder grants users the right to use, study, change, and distribute the software and its source code to anyone and for any purpose. Open source software shares similarities with free software, and it is part of the broader theme free and open source software. It should be noted that open source software is open to use, but sometimes it is not always free. For example, if you develop a commercial solution based on open source software, you may have to pay for legal protection. The negative aspect is no maintenance and no support. QGIS, also known as Quantum GIS, is the leading open source GIS software. QGIS is free and open source cross-platform desktop geographic information system application that supports viewing, editing, printing, and analysis of spatial data. QGIS functions as geographic information system software, allowing users to analyze and edit spatial information. In addition to composing and exporting graphical maps, QGIS supports raster, vector, and mesh layers. Vector data is stored as either point, line, or polygon features. Multiple formats of raster images are supported, and software can georeference images. Pros of Quantum GIS. It is free to use. Quantum GIS is one of the applications of its sort that is completely free to use. However, it comes with some features and core plugins that will provide basic usability. User-friendly graphical user interface. Although you can find many applications with the same capabilities out there, Quantum GIS is the best of all because it has a very simple and user-friendly graphical user interface. This means that you can access basic tools such as the spatial bookmarks, map composer, annotations tools directly on the interface. It offers incredible digitizing platform besides its abilities to help you review, edit, and analyze geospatial data. QGIS also offers incredible digitizing solutions for grass vector layers and also the OGR supported formats. Its ability to extend functionality. The app has one major benefit, which is its ability to extend its functionality through the use of plugins. It is more versatile than ArcGIS. The fact that this platform is Mac and Linux friendly makes it one of the best out there for the versatility. Quantum GIS, also known also has many cons and disadvantages, which can be disheartening, especially when someone is considering an alternative. Here are some of the cons: limited functionality for advanced analysis, not perfect for those who mainly want to create maps. As much as this application is the best in the market in terms of data viewing, editing, and analysis, many people wouldn't recommend it to people who mainly want to create maps. The map making features are very cumbersome. This is why many people, especially those that want to create map, don't choose Quantum GIS. PostgreSQL is free and open source relational database management system, emphasizing extensibility and SQL compliance. PostGIS Spatial Database Extender for PostgreSQL Object Relational Database. It adds support for geographic objects, allowing location queries to be run in SQL. PostGIS runs on top of PostgreSQL. PostGIS added spatial data types, spatial functions for query and data management, spatial indexing, and so on. The origin of PostgreSQL and PostGIS goes back to Ingress, the first relational database management from UC Berkeley. With a long history of development, PostGIS is a very solid and reliable open source software. The figure shows Postgres interfaces. From the upper left corner to clockwise, command the window, administrator window, and database table view. Now, data analytics tool. R is a programming language for statistical computing and graphics supported by RC, the R core team, and the R Foundation for Statistical Computing. Created by statisticians Ross Harker and Robert Gentleman, R is an open source software. R is used among data miners and statisticians for data analysis and development statistical software. Users have created packages to augment the functions of R language. For spatial analysis, there are more than 100 packages available, and SP is one of the leading packages and the most popular package. Now, big data system. As discussed in the previous lecture, Hadoop ecosystem is designed for big data management and processing based on MapReduce programming model. Our problem is that Hadoop is not designed for spatial data of which values are spatially correlated, which should be considered in a data processing. And spatial data structures are tightly woven to each other to present topology. There are a few alternatives of big data system for spatial data, such as Spatial Hadoop from the University of Minnesota and GIS Hadoop from Emory University. With respect to such efforts, based on my experience, Hadoop framework will work only for independent and basic operations, such as noise removal and data pre-processing. But management of spatial big data in Hadoop framework will have many issues. There are two major challenges for managing and querying massive spatial data to support spatial queries: the explosion of spatial data and the high computational complexity of spatial queries. As mentioned before, Hadoop ecosystem provides additional tools to facilitate the processing and management of big data, such as Hive, HBase, and Yen, and many others. Additionally, Python and Java can directly access ADFS and process big data, or even spatial big data. R can also integrate with Hadoop framework for direct analysis of big data in spatial big data. In this video, we'll learn about open source software. I gave a brief introduction to Quantum GIS, PostGIS, R, and Hadoop. Throughout my course, I will give you hands-on experiences with each software, and you will make use of them for your assignments and projects. If you like my videos, kindly subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell to be notified whenever I upload new video. Thank you.